Hello there and welcome to a review video. Now, I'd just like to bear in mind that anything I say in this video is just my opinion, and so your opinion may differ from my opinion. So let me know your opinions down in the comments below, and I'll reply with my opinion and your opinion. Enjoy. Assassin's Creed 1. In 2008, the first Assassin's Creed game graced the Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 2, with no name to live up to, but certainly a name to make. It was received pretty well at the time, being described as beautiful, memorable, and alive. And well, it still is. To this day, even without a remaster, it looks better than Assassin's Creed 3 did, despite a 4-year difference. However, the love for the original game has been lost by most fans. A question that tends to split the Assassin's Creed community is, are we blinded by nostalgia? And so, I want to talk about why I think the game is one of the best installments of the series, without being blinded by nostalgia. Now, the first game I played was Brotherhood in 2013, and so I didn't even get my hands on AC1 until 2018, I think, and so it's hard for me to find it nostalgic. This game boasts grounded grittiness that Assassin's Creed nowadays has definitely lost. Yeah, I'm talking to you, Valhalla. AC1 followed the story of Altair through a small part of his life where he was demoted as a result of his arrogance, and so we find our way back up the ranks by completing a set of 9 assassinations set by the assassin grandmaster Al-Mualim. Altair initially showed no care for the Creed and his tenants, getting one of his accomplices killed and their brother severely injured. It is up to Al-Mualim to show Altair what the Creed truly represents, and so this is where the story begins, and also where we lose some fans. Essentially, the point of the game was to find out enough information so that the assassin at one of the assassin bureaus would give us lead to go assassinate the target. However, the problem is, many players found this repetitive. Eavesdropping, pickpocketing, collecting flags, returning to the bureau, getting a feather, assassinating the target, returning the feather with the blood of the target, and moving on to the next target. And I agree, it's tedious. It doesn't necessarily feel like a story, but more of just a series of challenges that lead up to a final ending. So yes, it's repetitive, but I think there are other areas that make up for it. For example, combat. Combat in AC1 we can now compare in 2022 to 12 other games. I find the combat in AC1 to be challenging. I can't just spam the attack button and occasionally counter-attack, but it feels more risk and reward. You can choose to spam attacks, but when facing multiple enemies, one of them could choose to attack you pretty quick, and it's hard to react when you're focused on attacking one go. This could result in you being knocked on the floor, where you could be attacked whilst vulnerable, and so you have to be careful. Especially when you have no medicine, and attacks deal a fair amount of damage. I think this combat system, although lacking variety, is most fun to use, although an AC3 style combat system is pretty cool to look at. Another thing is the map. We have Acre, Damascus, Jerusalem, and Masyaf, I guess you could say, the Assassin Temple. Each of these locations may seem similar, but I feel they all hold a distinction. Each location has 3 districts, poor, rich and middle. This makes it feel unique and alive. Thanks to some features like when in a poor district you have people run up to you asking for money, and they're even drunk and insane people who push you and mumble to themselves. It's kinda creepy. I think AC1 nails how an Assassin's Creed map should feel, and it's perfect. Not to mention the tight streets that prove perfect for parkour and getting away from guards. Which also brings us onto the parkour system. Assassin's Creed introduced an amazing parkour system which again splits the community, but again, I will say I like the challenge of it. You can't just hold the right trigger and point where you want to go. In AC1, climbing is more intricate, where only certain parts can be climbed. This can make climbing high points quite nerve-wracking, as making a mistake is relatively easy, and so helps the overall realism of the game. Right, let's go back to the story. I want to speak quickly about the modern day, and how it was the beginning of an amazing story, which never really got finished. In AC1 we're introduced to Desmond Miles, or Subject 17. Desmond has blood that is related to Altair, and so he can be used to relive the memories of his ancestors essentially. One being Altair. However, Desmond is new to this, working with Abstergo to uncover data for Warren Vidic alongside Lucy, and he doesn't understand what's going on. Although we don't learn much in this game, it opened the door to a host of new characters, who all hold their own charisma and chemistry. Back to Altair. Despite only playing a small portion of Altair's life, we understand his confusion and fury with the Creed, as he grows more suspicious with the Brotherhood after speaking to his targets in the dying moments, where they all seem to claim that they were trying to help the world and not take from it. Altair's final target was Robert de Sable, and this is where the final part of the game's story starts. Upon assassinating Robert, he reveals to us a 10th Templar, one who did not want to share the treasure that is the Apple of Eden, Al-Mualim. At this point, we realise the whole time we have only been helping Al-Mualim, eliminate the threats to his possession.
It's done then. Your schemes, like you, are put to rest.
You know nothing of schemes. You're but a puppet. He betrayed you, boy. Just as he betrayed me.
Speak sense, Templar. Or not at all.
9 men he sent you to kill, yes? The 9 who guarded the treasure's secret.
What of it?
It wasn't 9 who found the treasure, assassin. Not 9, but 10.
A 10th? None may live who carry the secret. Give me his name.
Oh, but you know him well. And I doubt very much you'd take his life as willingly as you've taken mine.
Who?
It is your master, Al-Mualim.
But he is not a Templar.
And obviously now, Altair seeks vengeance. Altair returns to Masyaf and kills Al-Mualim despite the strength of the apple. The apple emits a projection of the globe. This shows points we now know which are vaults. By the end we realise that Altair no longer sees himself above the assassins and has had his redemption arc, which I like about Altair. Now, I know people find this story a bit open-ended and maybe not that interesting, but nevertheless, I kind of enjoyed this story, which I know many people didn't. But I'm not gonna lie, making this video has made me realise the game is a victim to a repetitive story, poor voice acting, and it suffers a lackluster ending. So, weirdly, I'm giving the game a 6.8 out of 10, despite my initial thoughts. I'll also add that I played the game all the way through whilst making this video, and this is my opinion from ages ago when I first played the game. Also, there are talks of a remake. I don't think it will happen, but I really hope it does, because everything's there with the story of Altair, it just needs perfecting. So, guys, do you think AC1 is underrated or actually not that great? Let me know in the comments. Cheers for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.